Australia. Amelia Annis I Jones, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, how are you? Nice to see you.
Oh, I'm stoked to see you too. And I believe this is your last interview, so I'm saving the best to last.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly, exactly. It is my last.
What's the I stand for in your name? I've never known that.
Isabel. My name's
Ah.
Amelia Annis Isabel Fawcett Jones. It's a long
Uh,
one.
oh, I love it. I love it. Australia, have you ever been down under or have you worked here,
I
visited?
have. I have been
Yeah.
down under. My dad actually used to work quite a bit in Australia, so we would go with him and kind of travel around. And I learned how to surf when I was in Noosa and the Gold
Oh,
Coast, and yeah, the Gold Coast mostly. And yeah, I loved it. Like, I think Australia's amazing. I really need to go back. I haven't been for ages since I was younger.
the Pacific Ocean is just here. I live near the beach and I
Oh,
surf. I surf all the time. So
oh
there
my
you go.
God,
We've
I'm
got
so
something in common.
jealous. I mean, I live in
Uh,
London, like we barely get sunshine.
well, you'd probably end up at Cornwall most of the time, maybe surfing. I don't know.
You know, I haven't. I literally haven't. I probably don't even know how to anymore.
Uh, as Mave in Task, it's kind of like a very mature role for you. It
Hmm.
reminded me of your role in Nuclear. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, how was it playing Mave? You know, it's such a direct, impulsive, character as she was.
Yeah, I mean, Maeve is such a strong character, and when you find her in task, she's incredibly stuck. She's been absorbed into this household, and she's having to care for her uncle's children, and she loves them, but it's hard. You know, it's hard for someone at such a young age, at 21, to be cooking and cleaning and trying to
Oh
give
yeah.
structure to these children's lives. Yeah, she internalizes a lot of emotion and I because I don't think she's had the like time or space to really process her loss of of her father. And yeah, when you find Maeve, she's definitely going through it. She's a very complex character because she,
Yeah.
on the one hand, she's feeling like she's losing her identity and she's so kind of angry at the world, but on the other hand, she can't leave these children because she's got such a sense of
She
family
keeps it
and
together.
love. She does. She's incredibly strong, and I really, yeah, I really respect her. I feel like Maeve is definitely a character that I would want to be friends with because I think she's really cool and she's so strong, and it's really really impressive.
You rock the mullet as well, I've got to say. Looks amazing on you.
Yeah,
And the tattoos. Now, I don't know if you have any tattoos for real,
I
but
don't. I don't.
did you get a vibe, or maybe I'll get a
Yeah.
tattoo, or did you just want
I
to watch?
yes, yeah. It is funny. I feel like when I would have the tattoos and everything, I would go home at night being like, maybe I should. But the thing is, I love sleep, and I would
Yeah,
have to wake up earlier in the morning to get them covered
cover
up
them up.
for filming. So I think that's what's stopping me from getting it. But I loved it. I mean, I loved cutting my hair into a mullet. I slightly regretted it when I would wake up in the morning and my bangs would be like sticking up like this. But
Oh,
it was so fun to become someone else. Like I
mm,
changed everything about myself. I had these tattoos. I had this mullet. I would have rings on every finger. I pierced my ear 4 times so I could wear
mm.
huge earrings. And it's like, it was really, really fun to become Maeve. I definitely, when I rapped, I missed playing her, that's for sure.
Did you stay in character as Maeve, off the set and go to a pub and start up any trouble or anything? I'm sure not.
I didn't. I am someone that doesn't stay in character or in my accent, but I did feel like I started to swear more, and I started to kind of I would definitely like sit in a more kind of aggressive way and like
Right.
I think little characteristics of Maeve definitely stuck with me. I changed my walk for Maeve, so I felt like
Yeah.
that kind of stuck with me for a while. And I mean on yeah, every film I've done since playing Maeve, I've had dialect notes being like, you still sound like you're from Delco. So so yeah, she definitely stuck with me, that's for sure.
I hope Maeve doesn't pop up in the Running Man. Let's hope.
I have no. I mean, I can tell you one thing: she absolutely doesn't. But definitely, occasionally, I would have sounds like I was from Delco, and my dialect coach would come in and be like, "You're from Maine, not Delco."
I love it. How did you get the role in Task? I mean, particularly after person, I would have thought
Hmm.
you'd be on the top of casting lists. So,
Oh,
were
thank you.
you call? Oh, you're welcome. I think that should have been an Oscar nominee or a Golden Globe nominee. That
Oh,
was
you're
such a
very
great
kind.
role. But yeah, how did you get the role? Did they reach out to you? Did you have to audition as
So
Maeve?
yeah, I did audition. I had a chat with Brad Ingelsby, the creator and the writer,
Yeah.
first, and we spoke about Mave and about the project. And then after we spoke, I then read the scripts, like two, I think episode 1 and 2, and then I auditioned with a few scenes, and then I got a call. Yeah, saying that they would like me to play Maeve, and I was just honestly I was over the moon. I just think it's such a special project to be a part of, and Maeve is such a great character.
Mm.
And I was a big fan of Brad's. I was a huge fan of his. I think he's
Okay.
so talented, and I loved Mare of Easttown. I feel like every time I would have a family movie night, or we be looking for something to watch, we'd all just say to ourselves like, oh, I wish there was like another Mayor of Easttown. I wish there was another crime show, or like and so yeah, when this came into my life, I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting, because it's something that I would watch, like if I wasn't anything to do with it. I would really enjoy this show. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was, I was so delighted that Brad saw me as Maeve.
Perfect casting. I mean, congratulations. It's really going to take
Thank you.
more people, if not haven't seen you already, will take notice of this show. I'm sure of it.
Oh, thank you.
When it comes to crying, though, how do you turn it on? Is that something you can do automatically? Do you think of something? Because there's a bit of intensity and crying in this role.
Yeah, it varies. I mean, I my family joke because I can kind of cry on demand, and they're like, "Why?" I don't know. It depends. Sometimes, you relate so much to a character, and when you're in the scene and you're surrounded by the actors and you're
Yeah,
saying the lines that are beautifully written, it's very easy to feel very emotional. I think Maeve came to me at a really good time in my life too. I'd been ill for a while after I finished filming something, and I just felt a bit down about the world,
mm,
Maeve feels incredibly down about the world, and so
yeah,
yeah, I really related to some of the things she was going through, and definitely some of the feelings that she was experiencing. So I felt like that made it
yeah.
extra easy to kind of tap into her emotion and feel her, get into her boots. But yeah,
Well, I'm sorry
there
to
was a
hear.
lot of crying on
Oh,
this.
yeah, the crying was believable too. You can see some actors are maybe pushing it or whatever, but it seemed like you're in that state of mind.
Well, I think that I think it's really powerful when people try not to cry on screen, because it's almost like the
Mm,
audience then kind of does it for you or wants to do it
mm,
for you. And
mm.
so with Maeve, because she's such a strong character, I did want a lot of the emotional scenes to not just be her bawling crying. It's her not wanting to give in to how, for instance, Robbie is making her feel. It's like she doesn't want to
Yeah,
give, she doesn't want to let him into how much he's kind of ruining her life, because he's not doing it on purpose. And I think deep down she does know that.
yeah.
So a lot of those scenes were really complex, but they were so much fun and challenging to do with Tom. Tom's amazing.
You're pretty good at accents. I mean, honestly, is it something you worked on hard? And also, can you do an Australian accent? Because I've been told that's the hardest accent.
It is a hard. I haven't done Australian in a project yet, but
No.
I did audition for something in Australian a while, like years ago, and I loved it. I
Yeah.
yeah, no, I love accents. I think it's really fun. I don't know. I act a lot in American. I don't think I've done a British accent for something since I was like 15. I think since
Maybe
Nuclear.
nuclear, because that was
I think
2019.
yeah, I think Nuclear was the last time I've done my own accent. But I love it. I think us Brits over accentuate things sometimes, and so I think it is quite nice to in American they don't do that as much. So I think it's easier to make things sound kind of natural. But maybe
Mm,
that's just me. But the Delco accent was really fun because it meant that I could completely be somebody else. I hadn't done that accent before.
mm,
It was tough. I'm not gonna lie. It was really
mm.
tough, but it was really fun to kind of dive into it and learn. And I had a great dialect coach called Suzanne Selby, and yeah, she took
Okay.
me around bars and to listen into people from the area. And yeah, it was weird. We had a good time. She was great. She really pushed me, and I was really grateful for that.
Megan was your costume designer. Like that's part of Mave as well. Like
Yeah.
with the clothes, the obviously the jewelry, the earrings, but the clothes seem to
Hmm.
make the character. Were you comfortable in those? Is something you'd wear?
Yeah, I was. I felt like I was like it's like a secret part of me that I just love like baggy everything. Like when I was growing up, I would wear baggy t-shirts, and so it was really fun to just every day be wearing something that was so comfortable.
Yeah,
Um,
it
but
looked
yeah,
it.
Megan's amazing. Like Megan is so brilliant and talented at what she does. Like I remember you no, you always have these ideas in your head of like what you think the character will wear or what you hope the vibe is. And I remember on my first with my my first fitting with Megan, it was just everything I had hoped and way more. She just was amazing, and I had such a good time. And like the minute I put on the costume and I was wearing like rings on every finger and I was wearing all these big hoops and I had the mullet and I had the costume on, I became Maeve, and it was so fun and easy then to just get into character.
Well, I've got to mention too, not only you as Ruby, but both, well, Troy, Daniel, Marley, you guys made me cry my eyes out. That is one movie that I have not cried as much both times I've seen it. So congratulations on all the award
Thank you.
acclamations. Was that a blur, the whole thing? You look great at the Oscars, but do you remember Oscar night and all that just passionate for the movie, passion for the film?
I mean, we just all felt so lucky because we were a tiny independent movie. We didn't have Apple when we shot the film. And so we were so grateful to Apple for picking us up and taking us into their arms. And then
I knew
it was
you'd
just,
win. I knew you guys would win. I had you tipped months out.
did you really? I didn't, that's
Yeah,
for sure. It was such a lovely surprise. I think all of us were just so happy that we'd made it that far that we didn't even
yeah,
think about winning. And then when they called out Coda, I mean, it was just such an amazing feeling. I mean, I worked really hard on that film. Like I trained for 9 months learning sign language, and
yeah,
we
yeah,
all put our hearts and souls into it. So it was so nice that people were loving it and found the film as special as we did making it, because it was a really special project to film. And yeah, it was just such a whirlwind. Like sometimes now I like think about it and I look back and I'm like, did that ever happen? Because it was also weird because it was like slightly COVID as well, so it was
that's
just
right.
it was all so surreal. And but I'm so grateful. Oh my gosh, that film! I'm so grateful for Sean, the director, and for that, yeah,
Yeah,
for casting me as Ruby.
yeah. My glasses kept fogging up right through. And
I love it.
it's also a pseudo musical. So is that something you'd like to write? Maybe sometime be part of a full-on musical. There's so many musicals now coming back to the cinema.
Yeah, I mean there are. I love singing. I really enjoyed. I'd never had a singing lesson before Coda, so that was really fun because I do really love singing and I love music. So it was really fun to be able to do that on set. And I mean it was slightly daunting because like the songs I was being given were like Etta James and Aretha Franklin and Joni
Yeah,
Mitchell, who
yeah,
were all
yeah,
like you know, A-class talent, and I was 17 and I'd never sung before. So I did find it really daunting, but it was so fun. I had a great time, and I would. I mean, some of my favorite movies are musical. I love La La Land. I
yeah.
like I've watched it so many times. Yeah, it would be really fun to do something like that.
Rocky Horror Picture Show for me. I love
Oh,
that.
there you go. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're so I think yeah, musical films are really infectious to watch. And I love all things music. I create playlists for every project that I do.
Yeah, that was something I was aware of. What sort of playlist did you have for Task? Any sort of upbeat stuff, or was it more melancholy?
It was very melancholy, but there were a few kind of rock songs, because when I had a scene top of the day that was angry, I'd just be like blasting kind of rock
Yeah,
music in my ear, or rap. There was a lot of rap,
yeah.
which helped me
Okay.
get into the character.